Hi my cuties, and welcome to part 2 of my 10 favorite moments in Japan. So if you want to see part 1, I'm gonna put the link down below. And without further ado, let's start the video. Number 6 is Nara, and of course, you know why, deer. There are deers. Do we say deers? I think we would just say deer. There are deer in Quebec and in Canada, that's for sure. But I don't see them often, so I've actually never seen one in person. My dad has. He lives in the mountains, so he's seen one. But they're wild. They are wild there too, but they're kind of used to humans, so they go to you for food and stuff. So a part of me is like, I hope they don't rely on us to survive, because when it's not as touristy, do they get enough food? I don't know. So I know as well that they cut their the antlers, which normally the antlers are shed naturally. So a part of me is like, it's wrong to cut the antlers, but another part of me, I've seen them fight. Actually, I'm gonna put you footage of the two deer fighting, but I've seen them fight, and it's kind of scary. Like, they're not gonna attack you, but it's just while they're fighting, because it was mating period, you're just scared that they might hit you by mistake, and they're very strong, and if they have antlers, they can definitely do some damage, but it's not, they don't want to attack you. It's not, they're not aggressive animals. It's just, it is what it is. So they live there, and they're so cute. And Nara is a beautiful small city. When we went there, we had the mochi made by the fastest man in the world. It was wild. Watching this, I didn't film it. There's a lot of videos about him, so you can definitely find some. I ate his mochi though, and it was very, very good. Let me just tell you that. It was so fresh. It was so warm. It was amazing. It was amazing. It was so good. So Nara all around is a cute city. It's beautiful. And when you start walking around, you see the deer, and you just, oh my gosh, like my heart. I saw Bambi, little tiny deer, baby deer, who's like, nee, nee, nee. He's just trying to bow, but he can't do it. It's just, my heart. They're just so cute. So that's one of the reasons why I love Nara. And also we went to this temple. And again, I'm so sorry for forgetting all the names. I'm terrible at this. So this temple with the giant Buddha. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. So it's amazing. Honestly, the second you walk in there, our feet were soaked and I was feeling sick that day, but that was worth it. That was so worth it. I was cold. I was starting to feel like a little chill, a little cold, but it was worth it. Seeing that giant Buddha statue was mesmerizing. It was chilling in a great way. It was just beautiful. There's no words. Like, we took pictures to kind of make it like obvious how big it is, but you can't tell. It's just giant. It's beautiful. I really recommend you go see that. It's very pretty, and if you're into Buddhism, it's definitely something that you would enjoy, so I recommend that. And then in that day we went to cocoa curry. It was so cold. We were like, okay, curry is gonna save our soul. And it was really delicious. I really enjoyed it. Sadly, I read that there was like veggie options, which there is, but that particular cocoa curry doesn't carry the veggie curry base, so I had the beef curry base. And when I put like a tiny piece of beef in my mouth, I was like, I haven't had beef in 10 years, so it's just like, it was unpleasant. I put it in a tiny piece of napkin, and I told my friend, all the pieces of beef that I find, I'll give them to you. But the thing is, I took like level 5 or something because I really like my food spicy, and she hates spicy food, so her beef was too spicy for her. But it was great. It was a great day, and then we went back home because we were cold, but after we saw everything we wanted to see, and I tried daifuku, which was, oh my gosh. I love strawberries, so it was amazing, and I loved it. So please go to Nara, at least just to see the deer, because I'm sure you want to see the deer because they're too cute. So I recommend Nara wholeheartedly. Number 7 is kind of a big one, and it's exploring Kyoto. So once my friend went back to work, she wasn't my guide anymore, and I started exploring by myself. So when I first knew that I was going to Japan, I went on TripAdvisor and I looked out at stuff that I should be doing in Kyoto. So I saw this gyoza place that has veggie gyoza. Did not end up going. Very sad about that. I have to go back just for the gyoza, right, yeah, okay. So the veggie gyoza, then there was person Arabica for the coffee. I read that it was some of the best coffee in Kyoto. Then I saw Life and Castle Factory. I saw a lot of places, so I was like, okay, I'm a big coffee drinker. I've said it a million times, but I'm a big coffee drinker, and I decided I was gonna walk everywhere, save my bus money, not that the bus is that expensive, but just all around save my money and spend it on food and coffee. So when I was walking around, of course I would play Pokemon Go, but I would just explore. And Kyoto is a gorgeous city. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. I would take the small alleys because that's my thing, that's my jam. I love the small alleys. I love the aesthetic of it. I love that they put plants everywhere. I love that the houses are small and kind of cubic, and it's just, oh my gosh, it's just so beautiful. I really enjoy that. So I would just walk for 50 minutes, 60 minutes, and I would go and I tried Persona Arabica, and the customer service was so good. And I know that we've said it before for Japan, but honestly, the girl that worked there, that was at the cash, was so sweet. She was so nice. And I smile to people, like I really enjoy smiling. And when I talk to people in the food service or the service industry, I work the service industry, so obviously I'm always very pleasant to them. I try to be pleasant to everyone, but I'm especially even nicer, I find, to people from the service industry just because I know what it is. So I was just like, hi, how are you? And she was just like beaming, like the sunlight. Kind of fell in love with her. She was so nice. And I asked if they had soy milk, and she was like, yes, of course. And then like she just took my order, and she was so nice, and she told me where to go, and then I went, and when I left she said bye, and she had a good English. She was so sweet. She was so nice. And it was one of the best coffee I had in Kyoto, in Japan, actually. So it was amazing. It was really delicious. The soy milk latte was great. Really recommend it. Lines are always pretty big, but I went pretty early in the day, so it was not bad actually. I went in, there was one person in front of me, got my coffee, explored Gion again. I saw a geisha. I really think she was a geisha because she was not in full, she wasn't in full makeup, but her hair was perfect, and she had the jewelry, and she was walking very fast from one place to another. And because I took small alleys, I didn't have my phone or my camera pulled out, like I wasn't taking pictures of her, and she was walking very fast, and she was so pretty, and I think she was a real geisha, so that was really cool. And I want to read more into that because I don't really know their story. I just know that I didn't want to feel disrespectful because they said no pictures in the small alleys where I think they live. I think that's what it is. And there was people pulling out their phones and stuff, and I felt like I felt kind of sad for them because I feel like people wait for them and they're just standing there and waiting for someone to come out, and it's just, it seems very stressful. But exploring Kyoto was amazing. I found some cute shops that way. I found there was so many coffee shops that I wanted to try because I didn't hear about them, but then I would walk past and it looked really cool, or just all the hair salons, there's so many, and they just look very cool, nice design, or clothing stores with cactuses in the entry, and I love cactuses, so everything spoke to me on a very personal, deep level. And also I used the Happy Cow app to find vegan restaurants, and I found this cute cafe, and it was so adorable, and I had the quiche combo that came with a soup, and it was really tasty. Hands down the best quiche I've had in my life, and it was vegan, but I'm already sold that vegan food is amazing. So it was vegan quiche, it was amazing, and this cute shop was selling a lot of spiritual things, and I heard that there was a yoga studio upstairs, and I'm like, excuse me. So I'm really interested in yoga, obviously I'm a yoga teacher, so I was really excited about that. It was so cool. And then I spoke to the lady that works there, and her English was really good, and then she asked me where I'm from, because obviously I'm not from Japan, and I said I'm from Montreal, and she said no way, I lived there for 4 years. So we spoke for about 15 to 20 minutes, because this lady was amazing. She was so cool. She's a yoga teacher. She lived in Montreal for 4 years, and she was telling me that she missed the winter there, and I'm like, oh wow, you're courageous, because our winter is very rough. So it was so fun. I was so blessed to meet her. It was amazing. I wish I could have done her yoga class. I told her that. I was like, I really wish I could, but it was $40 for a few classes, and I only had 3 or 4 days left, so I didn't have time. I wish I could have, but next time. So she was amazing, and that little cafe was amazing, and there's just so many things to explore. There's vegan options in places that you would not imagine. I was walking around in this little boulangerie, how do you say that? Boulangerie? Bakery. So they sell like bread and pastries, and it just said, there was a sandwich board and it said vegan. So I'm like, oh, you're speaking to my soul. So I walked in, and it was this sandwich with lettuce and carrots and cucumbers and tomatoes, and there was like this mix of hummus and mayo type of thing, but yeah, it was vegan. It was cool. It wasn't the tastiest thing I've had in my life, but just the fact that there was a vegan option in a bakery, which apparently has a few locations around town, made me super happy, and I was kind of shocked, so that was cool. Yeah, definitely, if you can, don't always have plans that are settled. Maybe sometimes just getting lost in the city is fun, and I recommend it. Fushimi Inari. So that was the longest hike that we've done in the trip. We were supposed to do a longer one, but honestly, jet lag and tired legs and walking 6 hours a day, at that point I was like, oh my god. We had so much to see and so little time, so we skipped on the big hike, but we did Fushimi Inari, which was so interesting. It's a shrine that's for prosperity. So people, you will see them walk in suits, full-on suits, and they walk up the mountain, and it's a 45 to 50, even I could say 60, depending how fast you walk, minute of hiking. So it's a pretty long hike for someone in a suit. Like, we saw girls with sandals, with heels, and I was like, oh my god, how do you do this? I was in my sneakers, and I was starting to sweat, because it was like the weather, I was dressed as if it was going to be cold, but then we were climbing up, so it was hot, and then whatever. Not important. So, other than just being about prosperity, there are arches, and they are orange. Orange is one of my favorite colors. It's giant orange arches. There's apparently 20,000 of them. 20,000. That's a lot. So as you go up, you're under all those arches, and it's very beautiful, and there's a lot of people, of course, And you're going up and you just see trees around, and then you're going up and you see some scenery, and then we were going more up and there was some bamboo. Sadly, people wrote on the bamboo, which kind of made me sad, and people wrote on some of the arches. They would write their name or do some hearts with something like Haley plus Josh forever. Broke my heart. This is history. This is something that means obviously a lot. It's a shrine, it's a sacred place. I think that it's extremely disrespectful to just damage property like that, but people do what they want, right? So anyway, so when we went all the way up, it was really fun and it was a peaceful walk. It felt really good to sweat, to get our hike on. And there was a cemetery, there was some people praying, and I didn't want to stare at them, but I was just really fascinated. There was like some smoke and they would bow and they would sing. It was really beautiful, so it really fascinates me. It's something that really interests me, so it was really nice. I really enjoyed Fushimi-Inari, and then I think that's the day that we went for matcha. I'm not sure. My memory is starting to like muddle because it's been like 3 months, so it's starting to fade a little bit. But I think at the top there's a little tea house. I think that's where it is. I might be wrong, it might be somewhere else. I think that's where it is. There's a little tea house, and for a pretty decent price they give you a beautiful bowl of matcha, so foamy, so delicious, and a little rice cake. Really good. So that's something that I would recommend if you have the athletic capacity of doing it. It's a lot of stairs, so if you can do it, I recommend it. And definitely if you want to pray for prosperity, if money and abundance are maybe not on your side right now and you are in Japan and you want to switch that luck around, definitely do it. Or if you want to start a business, if you want to make a new deal, that's why a lot of people go up there. So it's a really cool shrine to see. Number 9, Universal Studios. So Universal Studios, I'm a big child. I'm a Harry Potter fan, so okay. Seeing Hogwarts was just, oh my god. Yeah, like my video where you see me enter does not show you the amount of emotions I was feeling. We were walking in, it's the Forbidden Forest, and we just saw the Weasley's car, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's Ron's car! And as we're walking in, it's just around the corner, and it's there, and I'm filming. I have my camera, and I'm like, I literally was pulled back because it's Hogsmeade. It's everything that I've read since I was 5 or 6. It's everything that has shaped my childhood. It's everything that has made me the artist that I am today. It's the world that helped me stay alive when life was difficult. And when I was being bullied, Harry Potter was always there for me, through the books, through the films. And to see that in person is just... The tickets to Universal Studios are super expensive. Well, super expensive. For me, like $70 to $80 is expensive for a day, but I knew that it was something I had to see. I couldn't go on knowing that I was this close to Hogwarts and I didn't see it. So just a heads up, when we went, when you get into Universal Studio, go right away to Hogwarts because you might need to register. And when you register, it's gonna give you a time frame when you can walk in because there's too many people that go all at once, because it's a very popular attraction, obviously. So we didn't know that. So we were chilling, we were walking around, we looked at the shows, we looked at the beautiful architecture because you got New York, you got San Francisco, you got movie-inspired restaurants, so it's really cool and pretty. So we didn't go right away to Harry Potter World. And what happened is that once we got there and we saw we needed a pass, and we had to go back, we had to register, and then they would make us walk in at 6. So when we walked in, it was sunset. So after that, it was closing at 9. So we only had 3 hours there, and 3 hours is enough. If you're not a crazy diehard fan like I am, 3 hours is okay, but I could have spent my whole day there. I could have spent a whole week there. I was drinking the hot butter beer and I'm like, this is amazing. Ah. And then I would look and it was Sirius Black, and then I would look and it was the 3 broomsticks, and I was like, oh my god, I want some food there. And I want a beer, and I want this. And then there was like the clothes, and there was the Quidditch place, and there was... There's just too much. So I was pulled by every side. I was mesmerized. I wanted to see everything. Even the bathrooms are so cool because you hear, in French it's Mimi Génial, in English it's Moaning Myrtle, I think. So you can hear her, but she's speaking Japanese, so it's really cool. And everything is just amazing. We did the ride, and the ride was really fun. And it's kind of like this 3D thing, and it was really cool. So I loved the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. So obviously it had to make it to my top 10, although it's kind of cheesy, but I don't care because Harry Potter saved my life. So it's very important for me. It was amazing. I had to do it. I did it. I was so happy. And I bought some socks from Hufflepuff, so. And other than that, like, Universal is really cool. There's a lot of mascots. I saw Marilyn Monroe. I saw Shrek. Do you know how much I love Shrek? I love Shrek. So I saw Shrek, and then there was Sesame Street, and they were doing some break dancing. It was really cool, and it's very pretty. The way they did everything is really, really nice. As I said, it's separated by different popular streets in film, and then you have like Jaws City, then you have Jurassic Park. It's really cool. If you have the money for it, I think it's worth it for one day, honestly. There's a few rides, so if you want to do that, definitely go ahead. There's the Hello Kitty World next to the Sesame Street. I think it's called Dreamland or something like that. Really cool. So, and last but not least, the day that I went to see Kabuki was something very important for me. You might not know, but I studied theater for a long time, and I studied acting. And Kabuki is something that I studied. And my teacher said that if you ever go to Japan, guys, and he was like, I know not everybody's gonna go to Japan, but he said, if you do go, please go see some Kabuki. He was like, no theater is, it's the name, no theater is kind of boring. He said it's long, very traditional, and he said it's not the most fun, but he said Kabuki, I recommend. So it was always in the back of my mind, and I love the makeup. I think it's fascinating. I think it's kind of weird that it's still played by all men, but that's me. And so we went to see it, and obviously it's in Japanese, and I didn't buy the translator, so I understood nothing. I didn't know what was going on. But something that's so fun and that you should maybe be made aware of is that in Kabuki, the actors are supported by their fans. And what I mean by that is that they will yell their name. So for example, I wish I could like mimic it for you. At some point, the lady of the house was doing a dance, and she was just like showing her ankle, and it was like, ew, but it was nothing big, it was very Very normal. But then everybody yelled, Matsuya! So I'm just I'm like, oh! I was like, what's going on? Like the first time that they yelled, I was like, what? What is that? Because my teacher said that they're responsive, so I thought that he meant that they laugh loudly during jokes or something. I didn't think that they would yell during the play. So, or when somebody would do a little monologue, then they would yell. Again, I'm gonna say Matsuya because that's the only one I remember. Matsuya! And they all yell. It's just whoa. Every time it's shocking. At some point, I got used to it, but this one time it was just a character leaving, and he took his pants and he just walked like he was going through some mud, and it was just so funny. And they all yelled his name and they were clapping, standing ovation, and I didn't understand. I was like, but what happened? Like, I don't get it. So I started laughing and I felt so bad because I didn't laugh. I'm not laughing at the culture. I think I'm laughing at that moment. I'm laughing because it's so culturally different and I'm not understanding it, because theater in North America is not very inclusive. There is the fourth wall. Generally, sometimes they'll speak to you when they break the fourth wall, but it's so different and it's so fascinating and it was mesmerizing and I loved it. I loved that theater could actually kind of shock me, and not shock me in a bad way, actually shock me in opening my eyes and making me remember that theater is different all around the world, and that's something that's so important for me to discover and study and learn. So it was amazing. I'm so happy that I saw Kabuki, although I did not understand anything at all. It was so fun. And I recommend it because it was cheap. It was maybe 2,000 yen for what, an hour performance or something, and it was one of the recommended ones because one of the actors there is supposed to be the next big star of Kabuki. So it was really cool. If you're interested in theater, I recommend it, and if you buy the translator, probably you'll have an even better time than I did because you'll actually know what's going on. So that's it, guys. This is a short top 10 of what I loved in Japan. This is just what was coming up at the top of my head. There's so much more that I've seen and that I loved. I just didn't think it was fitted to put it in just a single experience. All around, the experience in Japan really was pleasing to me and really spoke to me into my soul. I loved it. I can't wait to go back. Just have to put some money away and start learning the language, and hopefully soon I'll be back. So I'm working on that right now, working on putting money away, working my life out, and just trying to prepare for travels next year. I want to leave for 6 months, but I'll do an entire video on that another day. So for now, I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope that you enjoyed the little clips, shaky clips that I filmed, or the pictures. I'm not the best cinematographer, so it is what it is. I wish that it could portray the beauty of everything a bit more, but for now, this is gonna be everything. I hope you enjoyed Japanese segments, segments on Japan. Let me know if you've been to Japan and what you liked and what you loved, or if you want to go, what you would like to see. And I love to hear from you. I love you so much. I'm sending you so much light and so much love from the bottom of my heart. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!